Reddit Martian back with another tip-top video for you. r/AskReddit. People living in small towns. What's the recent scandal? Our town's more medium than small, but whatever. A month or so ago, a couple high school gangs got into a huge mosh pit fight. About 6 months or so ago, a college student got arrested for beheading his mother. Well, that ducking escalated. The scandal in my town is always the same. Someone is sleeping with someone else's husband, or the 50-year-old dating the 18-year-old. I grew up in a small town. It always amazed me the number of men who were dating their daughter's best friend. Is dating just a classier term for ducking? From a small town, my friend's dad ran off with a 16-year-old to a state where they could be legally ducking. His 7 kids were ages 3 to 20. Edit. Yeah, this is still illegal. He was a dumbert. Luckily for him, her parents were short and didn't report her missing. What an efficient way to turn a state crime into a federal crime. A few days ago, Amber Alert sent out an emergency message about a fellow in a green car who had stabbed his girlfriend and stolen their baby out of San Jose, which is 3 hours north of us. Lo and behold, the guy was caught right at our own downtown gas station when the kidnapper accidentally locked the baby and his keys in his car, which drew attention to him. A good Samaritan from an entirely different town, a tourist, put the puzzle together and put the guy in a headlock until the authorities arrived. Disclaimer: not a small town scandal, just neighborhood news. A gang was trying to extort a grocery store owner. They spray painted a threat on the side of his building and showed up the next day when employees were cleaning it off. The grocery store owner goes back inside, grabs a gun, and shoots one of them. Also, my brother-in-law found a lost cell phone while he and my husband were jogging. As they got home, the cell phone rang. My brother-in-law answered, and it was the police. A smoke shop had been robbed and the robbers took all the employees' cell phones so they couldn't call the cops and ditched them a few blocks away, and they wanted to collect it for evidence. Not really recent, but the owner of the petting zoo turned out to be a serial murderer and buried 2 corpses under the goat enclosure. A lot of kids volunteered there and walked over them unknowingly. He murdered the couple and used their house, car and money. Edit. He murdered more people before this couple, that's why I called him a serial killer. The school gym teacher was fired after being caught masturbating in the equipment room. He was caught by 2 students. A few days later he killed himself. Everyone is a bit shaken up about it. Damn, everything sucks about that. During my sister's volleyball game, one of the super aggressive sports dad slapped someone else's kid. Cause apparently she set the ball into a bad positioning and that caused his daughter to miss the spike. 1. His kid is short at the game. 2. I played volleyball for a long time and my mom sent me footage of the set. She set that ball beautifully for the small league she's in. 3. They won the game. Just be happy. The entire community has turned against him right now and the family of the girl is considering pressing charges, which I feel they should, cause this guy has gotten close to crossing the line before and he needs to be reprimanded for his actions. Edit. A lot of you have commented about how he didn't get his butt beat at the game. No one had the chance because immediately realized he ducked up and ran out to his car. He drove away, leaving his kid to be embarrassed and alone in a court full of people pissed at her dad. One of the nice moms gave her a ride back to her house where she spent the night. And on a happier note, I've just learned from my mom that charges are being pressed and investigations into the living conditions in his house are being conducted. I'll update when the results come in. It's more of a village, but turns out the now 90 years old teacher that everyone had as a teacher wasn't just really forgetful. Turns out she was in a car crash and got short-term memory loss. Drama class was interrupted by a cow giving birth in the field across from the school. That's some small town shit right there. somebody in town has a bunch of mannequins in their front yard. I love that every town seems to have that weird art person who decorates their yard. Sometimes it's incorporated into the driving directions. Like take the first left after the carousel horse house and every local knows exactly what's up. Town wanted to decommission the airport. The people did not. The people won. A vacant house exploded and no one is sure what caused it. To quote Asian absinthe, meth. But that's nothing new. A local police department likes to post wanted pictures on its Facebook page. The other day, I saw one of their shirty wanted postings of some woman who is allegedly evading police for drug charges and intend to distribute. The suspect herself commented on the post and said, "I'm not evading. I'm not on the run. I've been out of town. And when I come back I'm turning myself in." Maybe not a scandal, but I thought that was pretty funny. A couple months ago someone left their fire pit in their driveway for a few days. They received a mailed letter from an anonymous neighbor shaming them for making the neighborhood look bad. The recipient then posted the letter on the town's Facebook page. People ran with it and created the first annual front yard fire night. Your town sounds awesome. A pigeon got caught in the supermarket and it made front page of local news website with live updates. A substitute teacher at the high school started smoking a joint in class in front of students. Edit, apparently it was some kind of weed pen, not an actual joint. There are no scandals in my town. The town authorities cover everything up. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. The town went with the lowest bidder for a big roadwork contract, and it turns out they were totally unqualified for the job and were messing stuff up. So the town fired them and hired the second lowest bidder. Same thing. They're on their third contractor now, and the project which was supposed to be done this summer will hopefully be finished sometime next year. Hopefully they finish in time for the Piston Cup. Our city council just voted to give themselves a 103% raise. Edit. For reference, the pay is low mid 20k currently. The raise puts the pay at 52k. The support is that more people will be able to get into office with the higher pay, and wages were stagnant from many years ago. So instead of the gradual pay increase over those years with cost of living, it's been adjusted to the current market today, resulting in a significant jump. The overall trend from opposers is that they were blindsided and didn't get to vote on it like the last mayor said should happen. We don't know who, but someone has been going around egging random cars and throwing full water bottles at people's windshields. This happened in my town. A victim got aggressive about it and rammed the kids off the road. Killed them. Terrible heroin epidemic. Brother's best friend who was fairly close to our family overdosed a few days ago. My brother only has maybe 2 childhood friends left because of this. Our newly elected mayor, who is a school teacher as well, caused a head-on car crash injuring 2 small children in the other car. She was found to be drunk and it was 3:30 p.m. on a weekday. The kicker, she wasn't charged with a crime, as of yet, but she did resign after considerable thought. Edit, spelling, but she did resign after considerable thought. That's so sweet of her. My grandparents' small town has had a recent outbreak of teenagers riding horses through the middle of downtown, while wearing nothing but face masks. It has happened a total of 3 times now. Always different kids, always different horses. I don't know why, but this was the funniest to me. Like, are they going to hold up a stagecoach or some shirt? That's so ducking great. Awesome example of small town fun. Those teenagers are gonna tell their kids and grandkids about riding through town naked. A teacher posted a link to a porn site on his website for class walk instead of the recent assignment, and got fired immediately. Apparently this wasn't his first offense. Edit, holy cannoli, this blew up. There was a teacher at my middle school when I was younger who was fired for not just watching porn at school, but also accidentally having it open on his computer when he went to project something to a class. I don't know how people can be so stupid. The math teacher in my high school got fired because A. He was watching porn on the computer in class while the students were taking the test. B. One of the students went up to turn his test in and saw the monitor and was like, WTF. Mr. X and Mr. X punched him, so yeah, double fired. Somebody's been murdering horses and police department is blaming wild boars. But at least a couple of the horses were shot, so well, if you could keep guns off the street, maybe all these boars wouldn't be packing. Do you know what you are? That's right, you're a champ. Thanks for watching. Like and share if you enjoyed, don't forget the bell. Subscribe for more videos. See you soon, Martians.